Hello friends, welcome to video lecture on fluid mechanics. In today's session, we learn about a next case, that is application of Navier-Stokes equation for laminar flow in circular pipe, that is Hagen-Poiseuille flow. So let us start that derivation. Laminar flow through pipe, that is Hagen-Poiseuille flow. For that, consider a laminar flow through pipe of circular cross section as shown in this figure. So assumptions related with the same are here. The fluid is incompressible, that is rho equals to 0. The flow is one dimensional, that is along the z direction. Vz is not equals to 0 and Vr and V theta equals to 0. The flow is steady, that is dabba Vz by dabba T equals to 0. Rotational symmetry is considered, that is 1 upon R into dabba V theta by dabba theta equals to 0. Body forces per unit mass are neglected, that is Fr equals to F theta equals to Fz equals to 0. So from continuity equation, we know if you consider the case of polar coordinate system, then we can write this relation in this way: 1 upon R into dabba by dabba R into R Vr plus 1 upon R into dabba by dabba theta into V theta plus dabba by dabba Z Vz equals to 0. Okay. Now, if you observe this relation, we have taken this 1 upon R as common from this term, and this equation is written in this way. So as per our assumptions, this term, this one becomes 0, as this one Vz dabba by Vz dabba Vz by dabba Z equals to 0. Okay, so in this case the flow is one dimensional, so we have considered only that velocity component along the z direction. That's why dabba Vz by dabba Z equals to 0. This term will only remain here. Now in this case, if you just see, the velocity along the z direction is only a function of radius. Okay, only change will occur in the velocity when the radius of that pipe will changes. Okay, so here in this case we can write Vz is the function of radius, that is r. So from Navier-Stokes equation in z direction, so this equation we are written by considering the z direction. Okay, so Vr into dabba Vz by dabba r plus V theta by r into dabba Vz by dabba theta plus Vz into dabba Vz by dabba Z plus dabba Vz by dabba T equals to Fz minus 1 upon rho into dabba P by dabba Z plus mu into rho into dabba square Vz by dabba R square plus 1 upon R into dabba Vz by dabba R plus 1 upon R square into dabba square Vz by dabba Z square plus dabba square Vz by dabba Z square. Now as per assumption, every this term, this one, this terms becomes 0. As this one Vz is function of R, this term will remains into picture. Okay, so here in this case we can get this term, left side terms become 0, equals to this term will remain, and this term only remains. Okay, so we can get the relation by taking this term towards the another side. Okay, in this we can get that relation mu by rho into dabba square Vz by dabba R square plus 1 upon R dabba Vz by dabba R bracket complete equals to 1 upon rho dabba P by dabba Z. So in the next step we can get this one in this way: R into dabba square Vz by dabba r square plus this one dabba vz by dabba r equals to r divided by mu into dabba p by dabba z. Only we have taken this one r term, okay, common. If you just see here r divided by r, so r get cancelled, so here, or in short, just multiply by whole equation by r, okay. So in the next step, if you just observe this equation, so if I write this in this way, dabba by dabba r into dabba vz by dabba r, okay. The meaning for this one is same. So what's about the this term will remain as it is. Now integrating the above equation, so if I integrate this term, so what we get here, we can get r into dabba vz by dabba r equals to, so this term will remain as it is, 1 by mu into dabba p by dabba z. The integration of this one r is nothing but the r square by 2. The constant term comes into picture. Again, if I integrate this term, then we can get the second constant term in this way, okay. Now if you observe this equation is nothing but the velocity distribution along the z direction. So where this c1 and c2 are the constants. So once we get the value for this c1 and c2 by putting the boundary conditions, so we can get the total velocity distribution along the z direction. So first of all, just concentrate on this one, boundary conditions. So r equals to 0, then the value for this vz is finite value we have considered. So velocity we have considered a finite value for that, okay. So if you observe here, radius is 0, then value for this one we are considered as finite, and the value for the c1 we can get here 0, okay. So if you observe this equation, if I substitute the value for this r and okay these things, okay, then we can get the value for this c1 as 0. Similarly, if I substitute the value for r as capital R and vz equals to 0, and then just here what we get, so we can get this term in this way, 1 upon 2 mu. So in this case, if I just substitute the value for this one c1 as 0 and r is replaced by this one capital R and vz is replaced by this one 0, then here we can get the 0, here we can get the capital R, okay, here we can get the 0, okay. So we can get here the value for the c2, that is 1 upon 4 mu into minus dabba p by dabba z into r square. Now substitute the value for this c1 and c2 in equation number 1. Just substitute both the values here, so we can get the velocity distribution expression in this way, vz equals to 1 upon 4 mu into minus dabba p by dabba z into r square minus r square, here capital R square minus small r square. So this is the required expression for the velocity distribution for Hagen-Poiseuille flow. So here the maximum velocity can be obtained when the radius is 0, okay, means the velocity value we can get the maximum. So this possible when, if you just see here the velocity, here the radius becomes 0, okay. So here when the radius becomes 0, okay, means at the center of this one we can get the maximum velocity. If you observe here, you can get the maximum velocity at the center of that pipe, okay. So you can get this one in this way, 1 upon 4 mu into minus dabba p by dabba z into r square. Now the average velocity, that is vz bar. So for that consider the small element area, that is 2 pi r multiplied by dr, okay. So the discharge through a small area, that is dq, is nothing but this one area will comes into picture multiplied by this one velocity along the z direction. So the total discharge we can get vz as integration of dq by considering the limit from 0 to capital R. So what's about this dq? dq already with us, 2 pi r multiplied by dr. Okay, so for the small element we have considered this one, 2 pi r multiplied by this dr multiplied by this vz. Okay, now simplify this one. Already the value for this one vz with us, just substitute here. Okay, and other things, this 2 pi r and this one dr written as it is. Okay, so this one vz, this term already with us, vz, just pick up this term and just substitute here. Okay, and after that just simplify. Okay, so this term right now becomes a constant, this one, this term, and apart from this one, if you observe here, the 2 pi divided by this one 4 pi. Okay, this term you should write here because this is the constant term. Okay, now whatever the terms related with this one r, just write this one terms here. Okay, so multiply with this r term to inside term, and just write this in this way, r multiplied by capital R square minus r cube into dr. Simplify this one, this term should be written as it is. Okay, by considering the limit, just take the integration of this one. Integration of this r with respect to dr is nothing but here r square by 2 will comes into picture. So capital R square by small r square by 2 minus r raised to 4 divided by 4 will comes into picture. Okay, so this one r raised to 4, if you just substitute the value for small r as capital R, so you can get this relation this way, r raised to 4 by 2 minus r raised to 4 divided by 4. Now what's about the next case? So make the base common here, so we can get the 2r, here we can get the 2 r raised to 4 minus r raised to 4. Okay, so here we can get the 4 multiplied by 2 is nothing but the 8. Okay, so what's about the remaining term? So 2 r raised to 4 minus 1 r raised to 4 is nothing but the r raised to 4. Okay, that only remains. If vz bar is the average velocity, then we can get this one, vz bar equals to q divided by area. So already the value for the discharge with us, just substitute here. Area we know, pi r square. Okay, so what's about the vz bar? So vz bar is nothing but 1 upon 8 mu. So this term we have written as it is, minus dabba p by dabba z. So this one pi r square. Okay, in denominator, so 1 actually, this one r raised to 4 by r square, only r square remains here into picture. Okay, so here in this way we can get that relation for the vz bar. Then ratio of the vz bar by maximum velocity distribution. So you can get that vz bar by vmax equals to 1.5. Okay, other terms get cancelled, only half term will remain here. So in case of the shear stress, we know this one, tau is nothing but the mu into dvz by dr. So already this one vz term with us. Okay, by taking the derivative of the same, just write it here. Okay, so you can get that tau equals to 1 upon 2 into dabba p by dabba z into r. Okay, so here the minus minus becomes plus. So here also just consider the boundary conditions at r equals to 0. So this tau becomes 0. You just observe here, when r is 0, then tau becomes 0, and at r equals to capital R, we can get that relation at wall portion. Okay, we can get you just observe here, when I consider the capital R means nearer with the wall, we can get the value for the velocity distribution in this way. Tau at wall, we can get the 1/2 dabba p by dabba z. You should replace this one small r by capital R in this way. So if I consider the friction factor, then the average velocity, that is vz bar, equals to 1 upon 8 mu into minus delta P by delta Z into R square. So if I want to get the relation for this one, so you should just separate this term and write this in this way. For this this one, limits also with us in terms of the distance as well as in terms of the pressure. Okay, so the pressure variation takes place from 1 to 2 is nothing but from P1 to P2, and from this side we can get the limit for the distance, or along the Z direction we can get that boundary condition from Z1 to Z2. Okay, so in this way we can get that pressure difference or drop of the pressure, that is P1 minus P2 equals to this one, 8 mu into Vz by R square into L. Okay, this one Z2 minus this one Z1 is the thing, but we are considered here L. Okay, so at this spot just consider the P1, at this spot just consider the P2. Okay, so in this way you can get that head loss, that is HF equals to P1 minus P2 divided by W. Okay, so P1 minus P2 divided by rho G. So in this way you can get that head loss, that is HF. HF is nothing but here P1 minus P2 divided by rho G equals to 32 mu Vz bar divided by rho G into D square into L. So this is nothing but the HF. Okay, so this equation 1 is called as Hagen-Poiseuille formula. Okay, but according to Darcy-Weisbach relation, we know HF equals to FL Vz square divided by 2 into rho D, where this F indicates the friction factor. So if I equate both this term, so I can get that relation in this way, 32 mu Vz bar L divided by rho G into D square equals to FL Vz bar square divided by rho G into D. Now just see which term get cancelled here. In this case, rho get cancelled. Okay, sorry, G get cancelled, then 1D will get cancelled. Okay, apart from this one, L get cancelled. So what are the remaining terms? Okay, written in this way. So for F we can get that relation, or for the friction factor we can get the relation F equals to 64. So this relation, if you just see rho Vz bar D divided by mu, this is nothing but the Reynolds number, formula for the Reynolds number. Okay, so you can get that relation in this way, 64 divided by Re. So you can get this one, F indicate the friction factor and coefficient of friction. So here we can get that F equals to F divided by, so coefficient of friction F is nothing but here F divided by 4. So friction factor, sorry, coefficient of friction we can get equals to 16 divided by Re. So why? Because 64 divided by Re divided by 4 means you can get the F equals to 16 divided by Re. I hope this derivation cleared you. Thank you.